Now let's watch a little Cyberpunk 2077, baby. Night City Wire episode 2. It's just...
Every day taking a break. Step in the pit with the snakes. City of dreams, city of...
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Night City Wire. This is the show from us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. In today's episode,
Doc, you're a light in the darkness.
Diving into life paths and showing you a
Am I
brand
like
new gameplay video,
like an LED light,
as well as having a chat
or
to
like a
Philip
candlelight?
Quest team. Then we're going
Thank you,
behind
Lobster.
the scenes and taking a look at how Refused to bringing the band Samurai to life. And then we're showing you
Samurai.
another new gameplay video and having a chat to Pavel, our senior gameplay designer, about just some of the tools of destruction that will be at your disposal in Night City. So let's get started.
Let's get
Street
started.
Kid, Nomad, or Corpo? Which will you pick first?
What are we talking about? Whoa, hold on. Corpo, Street Kid, or Nomad? I'm going with, I'm definitely going Corpo. To start my shit off, it's going to be Corpo. Definitely.
Well, who do we have here?
Grew up in Haywood. The whole street was my family. Neighbors helped each other out. Thought nothing of it.
I'm telling you, our Cyberpunk 2077 playthrough, I feel like I want to do it at night. And we're going to have some special things in our back pocket, trust me.
I'm pleased to see you have not forgotten your roots.
Born here, live here, die here.
Childhood memories. Hopping buildings, running away from badges. Iron tasted blood from a split lip.
Motherfucker!
Got everybody fighting for a slice of the street.
Get the fuck out of Vista.
If you keep getting jumped, you find some stronger chews.
Doc, send me some care packages while I'm on deployment. Welcome back. Happy to see you, Doc, says Gooter, with a $20 donation.
Overnight.
We have arrived. The Major.
Ready to get your cherry bobbed? Yeah, come on.
Okay, so we're getting a glimpse.
Childhood. Let's see.
I see. We're getting a glimpse of this.
Bobber for the first time through the hills. Oh, and first kiss in the middle of a synth cornfield.
Definitely not doing Nomad.
We nomads choose who to make our family. A choice forges strong bonds and a higher duty that stands solid as an old oak.
My family's in pieces. That's why I'm headed for Night City.
Makes you an outcast among outcasts.
Miss this, you know? Camaraderie.
I know. I saw it in your heart the first time we met. Know what I always liked about nomads? Your taste, no, hunger for freedom. Not easy to come by in Night City. Corp's got their grubby claws and everything.
All right, here we go. Here's the one. Let's just see if I was right.
I have those reports you asked for.
They were supposed to be ready yesterday.
The world's going to tear us apart when the word gets around.
The world's never going to find out.
If I go down, you're going down with me. No, I'm not fucking joking.
This isn't a request, V.
But no way you're fucked, right? You're the one who fixes other people's shit.
If you work in Arasaka counter intel, you're always fucked.
Today, they got you to zero somebody. Tomorrow, they'll get somebody else to zero you.
What's the rules, Jack?
Easy decision.
Gotta have some skin in the game.
Yeah, but you're not on top. Saburo Arasaka is. And you're the pendejo who keeps him there. Work for yourself, live for yourself. That's the only way.
Hey, how sick would that be? Hold on.
You.
How sick would it be if... I know that you have cars that you could drive around in the open world. We haven't seen anything that hinted at flying, right?
It's the rules, Jack. Want to be top? Gotta have some skin in the game.
Yeah, but you're not on top. Bro, Arasaka is. And you're the pendejo who keeps him there. Work for your...
What's this thing? There's no flying? They said no? Oh, man. No! Look at this.
Yourself.
It looks like my tanning bed in my garage.
Live for yourself. That's the only way.
Philip, it is so good to see you again. It's actually been a while since I've had a chance to interview you about Cyberpunk. So I think for today, we'll start with a question that everybody wants to know. How does the path you pick affect your time in Night City?
It actually affects your time quite a lot throughout the whole game, but let's start at the beginning, because basically our game has 3 different starts depending on your life path.
Question, and maybe you guys know this in the chat, because it seems like there's a lot of you that are following Cyberpunk 2077 when it launches in 2077. How much customization on your character is there in terms of create a character? Like, am I allowed to shape his face or, you know, give him a size and give him a look? Like, how much customization is there?
As an example, if you choose the Street Kid life path, you have...
Doc, don't get a copyright strike. What do you mean? What's the copyright strike? Am I allowed to not... Am I not allowed to watch this? More than any other game.
Lived most of your time in Night City. You know the streets, you
Music? What?
know the gangs, you know the...
Are you talking about this video? Just keep the video unlisted. They are trolling, okay.
You kind of know what's going on in the, let's say, lower life aspects of the city, which can, of course, give you lots of good opportunities also later on in the game. But if you start as a nomad, you actually used to be part of a nomad
Knock it off, guys!
a nomad family, because nomads that roam the deserts around Night City, that we call the Badlands, actually value their family above anything. But for one reason...
That just looks like just him, like that person driving that car through the desert just looks so amazing for being an open world game.
Or another, you actually left that family behind. And now the beginning of the game for you will actually be how to get into Night City and how to make a new life there.
When I play this game, I'm definitely, because I got a $315,000 PC, I'm definitely running all of the graphics at ultra max. I mean, easy. It's going to be 4K. I'm going to have my upload bitrate at like 20,000.
Then you can also choose to actually be a corpo and choose the corporate life path. And that basically means that you're not at home in the streets of Night City or in the deserts of the Badlands, but actually
Thomas,
inside
thank you for the $50 donation.
The corporate ladder of the Arasaka Corporation, which basically gives you the ability to sometimes, you know, read between the lines, read people when they're trying to do business, which of course can give you many nice opportunities later on.
So this isn't just about the start of the game. Can you maybe...
Well, let's change it. Hold on.
Help people understand how this translates into the gameplay?
Yeah, so the thing is, we make Cyberpunk a real RPG, and part of that is that you can play your character from the start to the end. And of course, you know, we have these life paths affecting the beginning of the game, but we wanted to make it so you have your life path opportunities throughout the whole game until the game is over. And as an example, we do that by giving you additional options and dialogues. So I can give you one specific example. And this is a mission where you have to steal a flathead robot from the Maelstrom gang. Basically, those Maelstromers stole that flathead before from a corporate transport. And the owner of that corporate transport, Meredith Stout, wants you to do something else. And this is an optional objective. And even within that objective, we want to give you some options. So as an example,
can it run
if
Crisis?
You have a corporate life path you basically know what Meredith Stout is really about. You can read between the lines, and you can get some additional options that maybe actually later enable you to do a completely different thing with the Maelstrom gang.
All right.
And if you're a nomad,
you guys know how I am with the commentary and talking,
and that might actually make that character like you a little bit more.
So Philip, I do have a couple of extra questions for you.
I'm getting a little impatient. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm just getting just a tad bit impatient. The talking. I come here for the gameplay. Just so if you guys don't mind, I'm gonna skim through some of the points that he's trying to make with his design, and I just want to see gameplay.
Where you want. So as an example,
Here
if
we
you
are. See?
actually
Perfect.
do play the Nomad life path at the start and you are in the Badlands, you can even see Night City on the horizon.
Wow, that's pretty amazing, huh?
Actually do play the Nomad life path at the start and you are in the Badlands, you can even see Night City on the horizon. And we want to give you the option later in the game, if you want, you can just take your car and drive out of the city. You can go there whenever you want. The thing is, you might not want to, because the Badlands can be a pretty dangerous place at first, because time has not been very kind to the Badlands. There have been many wars in the past, there's global warming, so most people that do live out there don't really have another choice about it, or are nomads that love this life and are all about it and are very battle-hardened. We of course also want to tell their stories, because we want to tell many, many different stories throughout the cyberpunk genre, which means that you will also find missions that lead you out in the Badlands or where you deal with the people living there.
So Philip, can you tell us a little bit more about the character, Padre? He's the guy we see giving his business card to Street Kid V in the video.
Someone throw up on you?
Who is this man?
Clean him up.
Yeah, so Padre is actually one of the fixers in Night City. And fixers are people that work as intermediaries. So if someone who has a lot of money needs a problem solved, they go to a fixer. And a fixer then finds people who can solve that problem. And these people are people like you, the cyberpunks. Fixers are very territorial. So Padre specifically works from Haywood, which is where you as a street kid grew up in, so you already know him. You might have already seen another one of our fixers who is called Dexter Deshawn, and he works in a different part of the city. So specifically Padre, you might know him as a street kid, but even if you played other life paths,
Okay.
you might sooner or later.
Becoming Samurai, what's this section?
I wouldn't write these lyrics for myself. So it's kind of interesting to get into like the mindset of who is this character and what would they write, what's their agenda.
It's pretty amazing the scope of creating a video game of this scale and how much it goes into it. And when you get a good developer like them, CD Projekt, you kind of have to appreciate all the details, right?
It's interesting to try to like catch a language that's like part of this game. There's a reason why we're here.
Oh, look at that building. Stockholm.
It was Piotr maybe who was a fan of the band.
He knew Refused and he knew my voice and he said, oh, that's a perfect voice for Johnny.
And that they wanted, I guess, a sound that was a bit contemporary from when Johnny's supposed to have had the band, because he's sort of like an anti-establishment kind of guy.
Gonna drag a corporal rat on stage, make him kneel, douse him with gas, then light him up?
So of course there are things that you can relate to, and like just like this outcast and this rebel that's fighting against like the corporals, and that's definitely something that's been a part of my life and a part of Refused life.
We came out of the punk rock scene of northern Sweden.
He's like the future version of us, you know? Yeah, a bit painful at times, but it's all right.
See this soon, I'm chipping in! Roll the booms, I'm chipping in. Bet that cone, I'm chipping in. Mayhem close.
It's a very interesting.
All right, let's get some tools of destruction here.
AV,
Doc, can I help?
I
Help
have a
what?
job
Polygon?
for you. A client of mine is making an arms deal. He needs protection. It could get hot, very hot. The gun dealers are Maelstrom. Alas, nothing ever transpires as planned with them. You better gear up for this.
Yeah. Whoa. Yeah.
So V, are you willing?
Are you willing? Cool. That's all I needed to see. I don't need explanation on the weapons, right? It's pretty apparent what they do.
Pavel, thank
No,
you so much for joining me. Now, there was an
Pablo,
awful
I don't need it.
lot in that video, right? Because it's more than just guns.
It's just guns. It's just guns. Appreciate it, though. It's just guns. Ah, ladies and gentlemen,